And hello, I'm Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Maynard.
And tonight I am going to be talking about something that is so relevant right now, and I'll talk about that in a minute, about why it's relevant. Um, but it's about what to do when your cause seems or is lost. So please comment. We're here live. We'd be happy to chat with you as the show goes along.
And the show is Granny
Yes.
Rocks, which airs every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, where Granny shares her wit, her wisdom, and her uncommon sense on topics of the day and topics of our lives. So take it away, Granny.
And I hope that we are. Oh, Todd says, hi, Granny and James. You just answered my question. Are we streaming? And if Todd is here speaking to us, that must mean we are. I don't know why the image disappears, but whatever. Right? Everything on Facebook changes all the time. So it's, okay, I'm going to give you an example. And then, of course, I'm going to talk about something that's on a lot of the minds of a lot of Americans. But before I do that, I want to give some other examples. So you see, this is not just like a political message kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are. You bet on the horses. Oh, Todd says, very good topic tonight. Thank you. And Elizabeth says, hello and sends a heart. Thank you. Hearts back to you. So, you're counting on the horse race to pay the mortgage, get you out of debt, and all of the other things, right? All those good things that you're hoping you're going to have. Save your marriage and so on. And you've got, I conceive the image, right, of the guy sitting there. I don't know whether they call it the gallery where you're watching, anyway, the horses, or you're on TV, watching it on TV. And, you're sitting there with your ticket and you have bet on Bluebell. And Bluebell is like way, way behind. So this seems like a lost cause, right? And are you freaking out because Bluebell is behind, or do you sit there and say, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right now, this is a reaction that some people will have one kind of reaction, other people will have the other. Some people are throwing in the towel and already going into the bathroom to cry. Other people sit there and they wait to the last minute to see what happens. And, oh my God, Bluebell is coming up. Bluebell is coming up. Maybe it's not a lost cause. She's on the way. She's on the way. Oh, Bluebell. Oh, way back. Bluebell has lost the race. And you can see this guy, right, sitting here. Is this relevant to today's world with elections and all that? Okay. So you're sitting there.
I have another example.
And wait, can I finish?
Sure.
I have a bunch of examples too, but I'd like to hear yours. But anyway, so you're sitting there and you're staring at the ticket in disbelief. Could it be, after all, the guy said, which is like what the polls are like, the guy said that Bluebell was going to win, right? How could that happen? Somebody was cheating. Nobody counted my ballot. Whatever, right?
They shot the winning horse up with drugs.
They shot the. I was thinking about that too. So here it is. So then you're sitting there and you just can't believe what happened, and you tear up your ticket in disgust and you leave. But now where do you go from there? So I have a bunch of other examples other than a horse race. But James, would you like to throw something in?
Well, this is an example of something that's beyond your control, but there are certain odds, okay, that your cause may or may not prevail.
Yes.
What comes to mind for me is when you don't have any control over the outcome because somebody else or some other group does. For example, I was once in a relationship with a woman where it was pretty good, but it wasn't quite working out. We split up. And then I came to realize how feelings that I had for her. And I thought she was my soulmate, And no matter how hard I tried to get back with her, she said, hey, it didn't work. It's over.
Lost cause.
It was a lost cause, no matter how hard I tried. So what I had to do with that lost cause was move on with my life and turn my attention to other things.
Yeah, very idea. I want to give a few more lost causes, though, before we get
Okay.
into it. But that's a very good suggestion, James. Okay, so we got a hello from Tracy, and we're moving along here. So let's say you have hope that your health is going to improve. You have cancer and you're trying a new treatment
Mm-hmm.
or some other illness, and it looks like it's going to work, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, and suddenly you're thinking it's a lost cause. Well, do you throw in the towel right away? Do you stop the medication? Do you keep going? Or do you say, well, it looks lost, but maybe it isn't. Should we try it a little bit longer? I mean, these are the kind of things that people are facing all the time. Catalina is waving and sending love. And Amy says, hi, you guys. What a great topic. May also have something to do with how we might react to the presidential election if the one we wanted doesn't win. You know it. I'm going to get to that. So anyway, but I just want people to see that there are many things where we feel like, oh my God, and then what happens, and how bitter do we get, or angry, or depressed, or whatever, if the cause does seem to be lost, and we're losing ground to the cancer. And let's say you have a child who's been in rehab 4 times, and you were really hopeful that he or she just relapsed again. And you think, oh God, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to, it's a lost cause. That person is a lost cause. These kind of things happen all the time. So I want to just remind everybody that this is bigger than just the election. Now, I have to admit that I thought Bernie Sanders had a chance. And I was so excited. I'm not here to convince you that Bernie Sanders is a great guy. I'm just telling you what happened to me. Because it looked like, he was winning and really mobilizing the progressive vote, and I was so excited. And I had given up on the revolution years ago. I had been, an activist. And then all of a sudden, out of left field, here comes Joe Biden. And suddenly Bernie is the lost cause. It looked like Joe was the lost cause. Now it's Bernie who is the lost cause, right? And it wasn't just a lost cause about Bernie, but it felt like, oh my God, all my hopes and dreams about the political situation in this country were dashed. Well, I want to tell you that we should never decide that any one thing is the determining factor as to whether or not a cause is lost. It may be that that particular form of that cause may be lost, but it doesn't mean that in the long run the cause is lost. Now, as we know, in the U.S., next week a bunch of people are going to feel happy and a bunch of people are going to feel angry or cheated. It doesn't matter who wins. Somebody will feel like their cause is lost. So what to do? Create an armed militia to impose your will on others, right? Or breathe, take a step back, and try to find something to love about the new situation. I mean, we can even rationalize. We can say, oh, well, if so-and-so wins, then for sure 4 years from now they're going to be swept from office. Or, you know what I mean? We can even make something up to make ourselves feel better. But there may be something in the situation that we are not recognizing that would be beneficial. Maybe there is something beneficial about Joe Biden getting the Democratic nomination. I don't, I have to believe that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm looking for the positive, even if it's delusional. So that's one thing. Look for the positive. Don't become an armed militia. That's a good thing. Here's another idea. Keep the goal, but change the strategy to get there. Maybe presidential elections are not the way to revolutionize society. For example, or whatever your particular thing is, maybe presidential elections attract too much money, attract too many powerful people who are behind the scenes manipulating. Maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe we need to take on the local school board or whatever it is. it doesn't mean you see that the cause is lost just because of this. Tata, that's a great idea. Find something to love about the new situation. I'm glad you like that. Sean says, oh boy, I'm having this same situation at work. Not the situation result I want, but I need to accept it. Yes, Sean. Otherwise, you're going to make yourself crazy. You're going to have a big stomach ache. You might become very bitter, and then you become the lost cause because you just like go down the tubes and you never do anything of value. So that's really great. So keeping the goal and changing the strategy to get there is a way of dealing with a lost cause by rethinking, reframing. Now, here's something else. Go focus on something else. Okay, maybe we're not going to change the world in this way. Maybe we're going to change the world through a spiritual awakening or through music, or maybe we're going to do it some other way if that's
Or
what
through
your
an
goal is.
organic food revolution.
Yeah, through an organic food revolution or something else, you know. So here we have, I'm already giving you a couple, right, other than the armed militia. One is to find something to love about the new situation. One is keep the goal but change the strategy. Another one is to go focus on something else. And Yeni says, hi, I'm from Indonesia.
Hi,
Well, I'm so
Annie.
glad to see you, Yeni. All right, here's another one. Remember the guy with the ticket in the beginning
Right.
of the show who was
Right.
waiting for Bluebell? How about stop betting your life on the horses?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that sounds silly, but it's not silly. Because part of what makes that lost cause so painful is because we have invested in that cause as our salvation, right? If my daughter goes to rehab and gets well, then that must mean that my life is fulfilled and I'm a good mother or father or whatever I am, sister or brother. So you see, I have been betting my life on something I can't control, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
whether or not my daughter actually gets sober or clean or whatever it is. Stop betting your life on the horses. Why don't you try to solve your financial problems by getting a job or cutting expenses or becoming creative and starting a business or just being okay with being poor or recognize that it's your gambling that is causing most of the financial problems that you're trying to use the horses to save you from. So, see what I mean? Stop betting your life on the horses. Stop betting your life on something you can't control. If you can't control the outcome of this election, find something else to focus your life on. Doesn't mean you can't continue to be engaged, but don't bet your life on it. Now, don't make here. This is similar but not the same. Don't make the result of the cause the focus of your life. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There may be something else in your life that you need to be focusing on. Think about it. Broaden your horizon. And one other thing comes to mind, and you may have a better idea out there. I'm certainly open. Come back and fight another day. Take a break. Take a shower. Take a bath. Come back and fight another day. Whether it's the same form of the fight or it's a different form of the fight, never give up on something that is important. Maybe you change your strategy about it, but you don't give up, because then what happens? Okay, so now you're not angry, you're not the militia, you're not any of those things, but you feel engaged in life and say, okay, this is now. When you get to be old, not that we are, you've seen so many things, so many disappointments. I saw the movement of the 60s. I saw the movement of the 70s. I've seen movements 50s, and I need to look at what was gained by each of those, because this is another point. Look at what was gained. Just don't look at that final result and say, oh, we didn't this, or we weren't successful in that. See what might have happened because of that fight, and then come back and fight another day in another way. We need a lot of objectivity when we're facing something that is really important to us. And I would like to add one more thing. Don't think of the opposition as stupid or corrupt. Try to understand why the cause was lost. Maybe that other horse is more talented. Maybe that other horse got better medical care. Maybe that other horse got better training.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of that. Try to understand what happened. And with the wisdom that you gain through understanding, you can come back. That's what helps you to come back and fight another day.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything you would like to add? Anybody out there wants to add something? I'm all ears.
Well, I've seen cycles happen, pendulum swings happen in our society and in the political arena, such that, back in '64, conservative republicanism suffered a landslide defeat in the hands of Lyndon Johnson over Barry Goldwater. And then the pendulum started to slowly swing back the other way just after LBJ had instituted all these New Deal, Fair Deal kind of programs. And then conservative republicanism has swung stronger and stronger and stronger. And yet then there have been other times when it swung back the other way, with Obama coming in and promoting his programs and healthcare, Obamacare, etc., etc. So you live to fight another day. If there's a cyclical pattern there and there's an opportunity that attitudes change, Bernie Sanders' campaigns have changed a lot of attitudes among a lot of people, particularly young people. So there's a pendulum swing starting to happen there.
Yes, very good. And in fact, remember that it's not only you who can come back and fight another day. Look at the impact of the loss on many, many people. And you may find that out of that, there is a stronger movement in the direction you want to go. And Jose said, hi, Mama and Papa. God bless you so much. Yeah. Jose from Dominican Republic.
Oh.
Hello, Jose.
Hola.
Hola. So there it is. Big thinking, more long-term thinking, relax the stomach. Don't you give yourself a migraine. See what really has caused this. Look at what might come out of it. See what benefit we can gain. See what we can learn from that lost cause. And remember that life is long. My life may not be long, but life is long. So, next Wednesday, we will know something about the presidential election, although we may not have a definitive on that, but we might have something. And we'll remember Dewey and Truman. And in the last minute,
the
Truman,
newspapers were proclaiming that Dewey had won, and
that's
then
right.
it turned out
looked like it was
Truman
lost.
did.
Sometimes the cause is not, in fact, lost.
It just seems that way.
So it may seem that way. Sometimes the immediate cause is lost, but the long-term cause is not. For example, for the people who did not like President Trump, nobody could have predicted all the struggles of the many, many people who were motivated by his election. So if you like Trump, you may see it in a different way, but I'm saying for those for whom that was a lost cause, the cause is not lost. Not if it's the cause of caring. I also want to remind you that Thursday nights we broadcast Dreams of Peace. I pre-record because we have such lousy internet. Send it to Todd. Todd live streams. We're on the air and we are chatting with people as Dreams of Peace is playing. Trying to send that out as a lost cause from here. But we found a way around it, didn't we?
Shifted strategies.
We shifted strategies. So I hope that this message gives you courage, gives you calm. And let's go towards this week with courage and calm and compassion. And Blanca says, hello, Beth. Hello, Blanca. So I think that's it for tonight. If you didn't see the whole thing, go back and watch it from the beginning. Don't forget to like and love and share this show. And also, don't forget to comment. And sometime after the show, I will respond to you.
Wonderful. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you next time.